What is the sexual urge?
The sexual urge is the desire to come together and unite your body with another person's body.
Okay. So how does that, I mean, we again, I know we've got an outline, so if I
Yeah.
go ahead, we can put a pin in it, but how does a celibate do that? I mean, it's not like the sexual urge is null and void. Because it sounded like earlier, we were saying that the sexual urge had to do with just kind of giving of my strength. Does it always have to involve another, or can it be on behalf of my children and my friends? Is that part of the sexual urge, or no? Is it relegated to what we believe to be the sexual?
The sexual urge is related to Eros. And Eros is a very broad term of yearning for the true, the good, and the beautiful. You might say the sexual urge is a subset beneath Eros.
Okay.
Everyone is called to express Eros. Not everyone is called to express the sexual urge in the specific sense of sexual union.
Okay.
Right? That's the domain of the married.
But when he says the sexual urge is a property of the whole of human existence, that made me think that...
You are correct. Okay. You are correct. So it does, where he looks at it at first a natural level, and then expands it into a broader horizon. And that will show itself beautifully in a future chapter, which I think chapter 4, when we get to what is celibacy for the kingdom. Because celibacy for the kingdom is not a rejection of sexual desire. It's a channeling of it in a different direction. Okay. Because the ultimate expression of the call to give yourself is not sexual union. The ultimate expression, in fact, you brought it up, so I'm going to jump ahead. Just a little preview as to where this is going since you brought it up, Matt. This is going to be when we get to chapter 4. But since you brought it up, listen to this, so important. He says, "It is not sexuality which creates in a man and woman the need to give themselves to each other. On the contrary, it is the need to give oneself latent in the spiritual depth of every human person, which finds its expression in sexual union. Hence, the need to give oneself cannot be completely satisfied simply by union with another human being. Considered in the perspective of the person's eternal existence, marriage and sexual union is only a tentative solution to this need to give ourselves." Right? The need to give ourselves is deeper than sexuality.
Right.
But sexual union is meant to be an expression of giving ourselves.
Yeah. If sexual union was the perfection of man, then we should expect it in the afterlife.
Correct.
Yeah.
And sexual union is not part of the afterlife because sexual union is a sign in the here and now of a union, an ecstasy, a joy, a giving of self that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, what God has ready for those who love him.
I look forward to later on in this series getting into the charge of you're just spiritualizing this. You're spiritualizing something that can be just this, which is, in one sense, this carnal thing.
Yeah. And the key that saves us from spiritualizing or angelizing this is the incarnation. Right? Right now, we believe there is a male body and a female body. Bodies. Male and female bodies participating eternally in the ecstasy and bliss of the Trinity. Toenails are participating in the ecstasy and bliss of the Trinity, as are genitals, because they are male and female. But those genitals they're still a sign of a self-giving, but it's a self-giving lived in a different way. And all we can do is speculate. We haven't been there. But John Paul II says, this is in the Theology of the Body, although there is no sexual union in the afterlife, nothing of the goods of the sexual union are deleted or erased. They're taken
Subsumed.
and perfected
Yeah.
in the eternal reality.